Jay Johnson following yesterday's loss?
Yeah, we have just a couple things that we wanted to get better at. Obviously, the baseball play, which that's the coaching staff's job to improve that and responsibility in each area. So we'll take care of that. I just think, when you go through tough times, the competitive character, gets tested, and we're going to need to elevate our grade on that test, so to speak. And I have great faith in the players in terms of the people that they are, and believe that they'll be up for that challenge. And again, we're in a tough stretch of games right now, and it has a real opportunity to force growth because that only comes when things are a little bit uncomfortable. And so we need to grow, and we're getting tested, and we're going to have to answer the bell. Yeah, so Jared hit a homer, and then him and the pitcher said something to each other. I literally did not see. The guys went out in front of the dugout like they typically do on a homer. I did not see what happened. But we both were given an unsportsmanlike warning by the umpire. So I just asked him when I went out there the first time, well, what happened? Like, what was said? And I think their coach did the same thing. And so they issued the warning. And then Hayden struck out, and the pitcher immediately said something to Hayden. And so it's like, why are we giving a warning if you're not going to enforce the rule? So I don't know if the umpire deemed whatever he said was not worthy of being ejected, but to me, there's no point in giving a warning if you're not going to do something about it when something happens 30 seconds after you issued the warning. And so, yeah, I have different feelings on getting ejected and what it means. I'll be staying in the game from this point forward this year, at least with this team.
So that was not a play at all.
Well, I was definitely standing up for them. Hayden, put his blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. He came back for a fifth season, not to get beat 12-2 by Florida on a Sunday. And, yeah, so it was totally for that. But if that's the best we can do from a response, it doesn't work. It used to be the thing, it should fire up the team, which we obviously needed to be fired up. But now I think, and I've felt this way a long time, so this isn't like specific to this team. I think they just look at, man, coach is losing his poise, so something's really wrong. So I don't think it has any value. And it clearly didn't have value for our team today.
Was there anything, were there other players who said things?
I don't know. I said what I wanted to say. It was essentially two things, and I don't know. Yeah, we won't practice tomorrow. We have to have the NCAA mandated day off tomorrow. So we won't practice tomorrow. We'll go at 1:30. We'll practice before the game on Tuesday against Southeastern Louisiana. And there's obviously a lot of baseball that needs to be improved upon, all phases. And then, the competitive character side of it, it's, it's got to mean something to you when there's a scoreboard on, and your team has to really mean something to you. You're willing to invest everything that you have. And so for me, it was two separate games. There was the beginning of the game. I thought Thatcher pitched great for 4 innings. I thought we fought a really good pitcher that's going to be maybe the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And then we had some adversity. And then after being ejected, I watched every pitch. And it was not a good effort after I was ejected. I mean, I think we popped up 6 at-bats in a row. I think there was a couple of strikeouts, and we gave up home runs, and that was disappointing.
2 weeks in a row, you've been on Sundays. Do you feel like this series especially is more
They care. Like, this is not about them not caring. I think it's about playing better baseball. Sure, maybe there's some personnel adjustments that I need to make and those types of things, but it's literally just about playing better baseball. And then the, whatever you want to call it, like concentration, attitude, effort part of it. Like, again, I'm talking from whatever it was the 6th inning on. I don't remember right now. That was clearly lacking. And, I hope I do hope that there's a lesson learned or wake-up call, to use your words, for them. Because that was tough to watch. I mean, on the TV, that was really tough to watch. That was like, you're dead, and then you're actually getting to watch your life play out. And I would be disappointed if, like, I was actually dead and I was watching that happen. And, that was not a good finish to the game today.
How would you sort of define that? What's that?
Well, I'll preface it as this. Going into the day, that was a tough loss last night. That is really, really tough. I've had a couple of those over 20 years. In the regular season, that was a really tough one. So you already can go like, hey, man, you're going to have to rally today. And then really we haven't been very good on Sundays the last 2 weeks. So we're already fighting, that part of it with this tough loss. It's like, hey, man, I want one thing today, which is everything that you have from a competitive standpoint. Obviously, I care if we win or not, but it's not. I made it clear that's not what I was referring to. Like, you're facing a great pitcher. You got to take him. You got to take him. So they get us. You got to take him down with us. Good lineup, offensive day at the ballpark. We have to be able to compete in the zone, find a way to get weak contact, and we did for 4 innings, and then we didn't at all after that. And so the stage was set for just what the expectation was today. It wasn't winning a series. It wasn't coming out on top in the game. It was one thing. There was no question that it was more important to us than it was to the opponent, and we fell short of that today. And that's disappointing. Those 4 innings are the most disappointed I've been in a long time. Well, we have a game on Tuesday at home, and right now we need to focus on the Tuesday game at home. And yeah, I mean, it's what an opportunity. I'm assuming they'll be the number 1 team in the country. You only get so many times you get to play the number 1 team in the country. We did last year, and I think the guys that were part of that will tell you that's some of the most exciting, best baseball they've ever been a part of, because it was approached the right way. So if it's approached the right way, I would be excited. And so with that being said, we have a lot of work to do to improve, and that's what I intend on doing.
What do you think happened? What do you think happened with
I'd have
Jay Johnson post game yesterday. Compliments of our friends over at Tiger Bait. We appreciate them for being real thorough and keeping up with all the pressers, man. If you're looking to keep up with sound, Tiger Bait and Scarborough and the crew do it really good over there. All right, so LSU drops 2 or 3 to Florida over the weekend. Brutal loss on Saturday. 12-2 loss on Sunday. Take care of business again on Friday. I thought Holman played.
Yeah, I mean, Holman's
pitched
been the one.
Yeah.
Gage jumped. I would say Gage Jump didn't have a bad outing. It kind of just turned sideways after the drop pitch. It was kind of like Florida.
It was a brutal loss.
Yeah, Florida kind of got some life after that, and it was like they just kept stringing it along, and they got to Caglione, and
Yeah.
we all know what he can do.
Yeah, Caglione was pretty impressive this weekend.
He looked like 1-1.
He did. I mean, Jay Johnson referred to him as that. You heard in the press conference when talking about Caglione, the probable number 1 overall pick in the draft is what you're talking about. I mean, he's throwing 90 in the 8th yesterday.
I'd hate to be in a 3-game series with Florida.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see why. I mean,
Yeah,
if he's
'cause you
your
get to
Sunday
game
guy, I mean, then he's hitting too. I mean, he hit a home run yesterday after you threw it his head.
He had 2 home runs.
I mean, so tip of the cap.
Yeah.
I mean, and I expect the fireworks between LSU and Florida now in pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Florida has become over the last 10 years, such a hated rival, both sides.
And is it Ty Evans, the kid from Florida? It seems he turns into Derek
Right.
Jeter when he plays LSU. Like, the kid just can't stop getting out.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some of these rivals. Some of what brings out. You got to imagine for Florida, this is a huge weekend to come to the box,
Yeah.
play in front of thousands all weekend in a great atmosphere, and sometimes that goes the other way.
I think they had the largest crowd ever
I saw that
in Alex Box history.
the second largest crowd in Alec Box history was there on Friday night
Was that Friday
or
Saturday?
Saturday.
So
Because I saw it was announced on Saturday.
that's got to be gut wrenching in
I mean,
itself.
that is
just
like to say that out loud. When I heard it, I was like, "Wait, what?"
yeah.
I mean, that's impressive. And then now you go to Arkansas. So, look, I know that I am, and I see Fat Boy Slim inside the chat saying, Jordy, you said it's not time to panic, but LSU should never be 10-run ruled, let alone two Sundays in a row. And I do agree with that. I mean, they have a Sunday issue. There is one takeaway from the first 2 weeks of SEC play is that obviously they got to get some consistency on offense. And then on Sunday, something's up. Because I agree, you shouldn't be getting run on Sundays by 10 in successive weekends. It just that should not happen with the talent. That's kind of like LSU's defense in football. Like, this shouldn't happen. You can't be this bad, right? Like, I mean, you got players, you got guys, you got dudes. You can't struggle this much,
You got Harold Perkins.
right? I mean, and on Sundays you got Thatcher Hurd.
Yeah.
I mean, that's. I know that he's been a little inconsistent, but I think to the point of it can't be 10-run rule inconsistent.
3 hits yesterday. That's what it was.
So still not pressing the panic button, even though I do know it could get worse before it gets better when you head to Fayetteville. I mean, Arkansas is going to be tough, man.
I don't think that pitcher has given up a run yet.
I don't think he has.
Friday night.
I don't think he has.
Hagen, is it Hagen? Something Hagen?
And I mean, sometimes you need a real big shakeup on struggling, and maybe this could be something that LSU could use to their advantage. Like, hey, fellas, you're going to see the best dude in the country. You're going to see Paul Skeens this season, right? Like, you're going up. He's the best. If you can get out of the slump here, right? I mean, this could be something that gets you propelled and gets you moving, because they're just, some of them are in.
Didn't him and Skeens go, what was it, 1-0 last year? Something like that? Against Arkansas?
I'm sure.
It was one of them type of games.
Right. So, tough weekend at the box. Great atmosphere. Looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was fantastic. It played on television, and just
all
Yeah,
around, like
it all
LSU,
came together.
Florida, the uniforms. I also like Florida's gray
Sundays?
pinstripes.
I thought there's.
I think LSU should get the gray pinstripes.
I
too.
agree. I don't know why they don't wear the grays on the weekends anymore.
They wear the grays on the weekends,
The
away,
midweeks. Oh, I got you.
but like at home,
I'm telling you, the grays for me are 1-1.
I like the purple with the pinstripe pants too. It's a sneaky good combo.
That is a good combo.
I'm not really the hugest fan of the purple jersey,
I agree.
but I like the purple. If they are gonna wear the purple, I think they should wear it with the pinstripe pants and not with just the white with the pipe.
Yeah, no, I like that combo.
Just,
It was
It's a few
easy on the
uniform
eyes
tips.
this weekend, though.
Yeah.
It was a great uniform game. But Florida takes 2 of 3 for LSU, as the Tigers will face Southeastern on Tuesday night at the box, and then they will